On May 29th, Israeli Defense Forces located and demolished a significant tunnel in Rafah. This tunnel, situated around 100 meters from the Rafah crossing, was used by Hamas for attacks against Israeli forces. The network branched into several paths at different depths, facilitating weapon smuggling. The IDF reported discovering nearly 700 tunnel shafts in Rafah, including about 20 that extended into Egypt. The Wall Street Journal published a map in October 2023 showing the tunnel system. This move aims to disrupt Hamas's operations and smuggling efforts. Israeli Defense Forces withdrew some units from Jabalia in the northern Gaza Strip on May 30th. Despite the withdrawal, Palestinian militias continued to attack Israeli forces in the area. The IDF had previously entered Jabalia on May 11th, targeting Hamas and other militant groups rebuilding their capabilities. Hamas maintained 3 active battalions in Jabalia. The withdrawal might lead to increased efforts by Palestinian militias to reconstitute their forces. The situation remains tense, with both sides preparing for potential future conflicts. The registration period for the Iranian presidential election began on May 30th, with hardliner Saeed Jalili being the only prominent individual to register so far. Candidates have until June 3rd to register, after which the Guardian Council will vet and approve them. Historically, the council has disqualified moderate and reformist figures favoring hardliners. Jalili previously served as the Supreme National Security Council Secretary and is a close advisor to Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. This election could significantly impact Iran's domestic and international policies. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad traveled to Tehran on May 30th to meet with senior Iranian officials. This visit is part of the ongoing efforts by Iran and its allies, dubbed the Axis of Resistance, to coordinate actions against the United States and Israel. Assad's meetings included discussions on Iranian investment and Syrian reconstruction projects. This visit followed a meeting of the Axis of Resistance's Joint Operations Room in Tehran on May 23rd, which focused on aligning Iranian and Iranian-backed campaigns against U.S. and Israeli interests. A Palestinian fighter killed 2 IDF soldiers in a car-ramming attack at a military checkpoint near Nablus on May 29th. The attacker turned himself in to Palestinian Authority security forces. Hamas and the Mujahideen movement praised the attack, calling for increased violence against Israeli forces. Palestinian fighters engaged Israeli forces in at least 9 locations in the West Bank since the last data cutoff on May 29th. These attacks underscore the ongoing volatility and potential for further escalation in the region. Israel conducted airstrikes on military transport vehicles in Homs and a residential building in Tartus, Syria on May 29th. The Syrian Defense Ministry reported that the strikes targeted vehicles suspected of transporting Lebanese Hezbollah military cargo. 3 Syrian soldiers were killed in Homs. This is part of Israel's ongoing efforts to disrupt Iranian and Hezbollah military operations in Syria. The strikes also follow previous Israeli actions targeting Iranian facilities in Syria to prevent the transfer of military materials to Lebanon and other areas. Unidentified attackers targeted 4 US and UK businesses in Baghdad since May 26th. The businesses, including Caterpillar Incorporated and 2 Kentucky Fried Chicken locations, were hit by improvised explosive devices. Local authorities believe the attacks were a response to US and UK support for Israel. The head of the Iraqi State of Law Coalition suggested that the attacks were part of a larger boycott against companies supporting Israel. These incidents highlight the ongoing tensions and potential risks for foreign businesses operating in Iraq.